Hello, guys, welcome to my channel. Today, we are going to talk about a very interesting topic. Yes, the modern epic, the Westland. And a very interesting topic among them is the representation of colors in the Westland. There are multiple interpretations related to how the different kind of images are brought together to convey the theme of this, but we are going to take a look at particularly the colors in the poem. Let me share my screen so that through the presentation we got the idea that how the color are used in it. If you have idea about the Westland, then it's okay, and if you don't have, so do not worry, I'm here. So let's see what is the wasteland. The Wasteland by T.S.Eliot, it was written in 1922 and published in same year. Eliot took number of years to write this, and first it published in the Criterion magazine in UK, and then later on it published in the Dial magazine in America. The context of the poem is the post-World War disillusionment and cultural upheaval, and Eliot uses excellently mythology, literature, religious texts, and he mixes the languages, style, and literary allusion to convey the message. Basically, the Westland is divided into five parts. The first is the burial of dead. Second, a game of chess. Third is the fire sermon. Four is death by water. And fifth, what the thunder say. Notable lines from the Westland is April is the cruelest month. This is the first line, giving a direct allusion to a Chaucer's Canterbury Tales, the beginning. Then I will show you a fear in the handful of dust. Basically, Eliot wrote this poem for a representation of modern time, what the modern society is, and with this he advocates the two themes of a spiritual degradation and sexual perversion. Now let's take a look at what kind of colors are used in the poem. First, let us see what is color symbolism. Color symbolism in literature includes using colors to represent a deeper meaning. Writers may use different colors to draw a reader's attention and symbolic object to communicate something about the character or the place or the situations. Basically, colors in human society and many different cultures embed specific kind of meaning, and this gave a very kind of effective way in the poem. Let's see first the red color. Red symbolism. Red is prominently used, signifying destructive and futile emotion. From the very first part of the Westland, it was used. Example is there in line 24-25. Only there is shadow under the red rock, follows the mention of waterless rock, suggesting the destructive emotion tied to barrenness. And while the description of red rocks are there, there are no water on the land. Basically, the direct connection with the theme of our spiritual degradation, like land is total waste and there are no water, kind of no kind of humanity are there. Another example of red color is red sullen faces, sneer and snur. Red used amid detailed description of water scarcity, representing aggressive and destructive emotion. So, in the archetypal criticism, if we are taking look at the red color, similarly, red color symbolize love, but on the other hand, contrary, it also symbolize the blood. And Eliot uses the connotation of destructive power of red color in that. Another color is brown. First, let's see that brown color symbolizes earthly realism, stability, and connection to nature, conveying a sense of wisdom, comfort, and rich tapestry of life's experience. But Eliot contradicts this because the modernist writers were using this kind of a fragmented thing or rejecting the basically whatever the norms and rules are there. So he uses this in another connotation. In these lines, for instance, under the brown fog of winter dawn, a crowd flowed over London Bridge, so many. And another description was there: clutch and sink into wet bank, the wind crossed the brown land unheard. The nymphs departed, sweet Thames run softly till I end my song. So, with the allusion of Thames, we directly connected with Spenser's Prothelian song. But Eliot uses here to show the darker side of the unreal city. Eliot's Uncity borrows from Baudrillard, depicting modern London's financial district as a nightmarish blend of Eliot's experience, Baudrillard's dreams, and echoes of Dante's Inferno, resonating as a recurring symbol of urban decay in poems. So, this also directly give us symbols to the spiritual degradation in the town in the modern time. Another color is violet. Violet color Eliot utilizes to convey a decadent quality and evoke specific emotion. The violet hour, first, it was representing as that, described as a time of waiting, like a taxi throbbing waiting. So basically, with this word, taxi throbbing waiting, we find out that he used the present scenario to talk about the spiritual degradation, convey a throbbing, painful anticipation, adding the unsettling quality to the atmosphere. So, modernism bring the industrialization and the automobiles and all, and that all are related to the idea of the Westland. Another is violet air. Description with cracks and reforms and falling towers employs a vivid nightmarish images such as the blackened wall and decayed hall with violet light woven into this scene. So beds with baby faces. So in this image, you can get the idea that there are beds with the baby images, but the violet color are symbolizing something that is not kind of a positive pessimism kind of point of view are we getting. Clithbrook suggests that the violent colors serve as a symbol of repentance, implying the thematic connection between unsettling imagery and need of societal redemption. And another violet symbol was used with the flowers. And Eliot used the past events and present events, and he just connected both with the colors representation. Then we have green and orange. It was in a game of chess. Second part of the poem. Green, first of all, let us see what is the importance of green in archetypal criticism. So, green signifies the regenerative power of nature, symbolizing growth, vitality, and abundance of life. On the other hand, orange is often associated with energy, warmth, and enthusiasm. It symbolizes creativity, joy, and sense of adventure, evoking feeling of optimism and vibrancy. So we find that both the color are representing something positive, something that has a life, but Eliot uses this to satirize the time. For instance, he's using this green and orange color with these lines: huge seafood fed with copper, burned green and orange, framed by colored stool, in which sunlight craved and dolphins swam. So basically, in the background, there is a description. So, what is the image of in the game of chess? So, there is the image of a kind of a huge big room, and their furnish is something very attractive. The one lady is getting ready for another sexual intercourse with her lover. So basically this green and orange color leads to us a theme to sexual perversion. The first scene is laid in the drawing room of a fashionable lady called the Lady of Situation, who is an expert in sex intrigues. The story of Philomela, and rapt girl who was transformed into nightingale, is symbol of purification through the suffering. But in modern times, love has degenerated into lust and there is no hope of regeneration. So, what is the myth of Philomela? So, there is a myth of Philomela, and her sister was there, but her sister's husband basically raped her and cut her tongue so that he cannot convey whatever has happened with her. And by that, still with the kind of a voices, Philomela tells to her sister whatever has happened with her. And in the revenge, her sister killed her own child and fed it to his husband, and they both also turned into the birds and they ran away. So basically, this myth is a kind of connection with a sexual perversion. And here, myth of Philomela, with the help of it, Eliot directly connected with the present time, and with both of the connection, we find out that there is a kind of a mechanical kind of a sex intrigues are there. Another and a last color is a white. White bodies naked on the low depth ground and bones cast in little low dry garret. First of all, let us see that white as an archetype embodies purity, innocence, spiritual enlightenment, symbolizing the clean state and tranquility, and the potential for a new beginnings. But because it is a modern epic poem, Eliot uses it in a different way. For instance, while the reading from the very first two words, we find out that white bodies naked on the low damp ground. So we find that how he uses this. The section opens with desolate riverside scene. Rats and garbage surrounded the speaker, who is fishing and musing on the king of my brother's rake. So basically, there is a connection of myth of Fisher King. A Fisher King was a king, and his knights were and doing sins, basically indulged in sexual intrigues, and that was turned into the sins, and that leads to the bad ill health of the king. And for that, king needs holy grail, uh, which was from, of course, by Jesus, and that meat elite takes here to convey the message. The Fisher King is connected with fishing, but here he's fishing in the bad canal, whereas the white bodies are naked there and low damp ground, and there are dry and there is pollution, and he was doing fishing in that bad canal. So once again, he is trying to showcase the uh, kind of unreal city, spiritual degradation, and wasteland is there. The river song begins in the section with the refrains from Spenser's Prothelemian, which we referred earlier. Sweet Thames, run softly till I end my song. A snippet from a vulgar soldier's ballad follows, then reference to back to Philomela. So there is once again we go back to the reference of Philomela. So with these references, we find that there is a kind of Eliot is kind of conveying the message that with the modern time, people are distracted. They don't have meanings, and basically, with the help of that, T.S. Eliot is using multiple colors. For instance, he uses multiple animals, places, and languages to convey his message that the society is degrading. There is a rotten kind of civilization. The people are rotting. They are being turning into the machines, and with the use of colors, he is in better way conveying the message, whatever he tries to convey. So these colors are supporting his all the images and kind of creating a fragmented kind of jointing story. So we find that there is a different kind of importance of the colors and archetypes. But however, as soon as Eliot uses in his poem, that it changes with the time. So with that note, we are ending this video on the Westland. I hope you enjoyed this video and you gained some new insight. Okay, so thank you for joining. Thank you.